interviews with Las Vegas Aces players all the time, but it's typically about the game. Well, I wanted to get to know them off the court. My first stop, Megan Gustafson.
And the Las Vegas Aces win again. Another point for the Aces. Megan with the shot.
It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
Megan, I'm fascinated by the shaping of you as a person. Clearly comes from your parents, as most people do, but it's almost reflected like to the umpteenth with everything you've gleaned from the sporting aspect and the creative aspect. But I kind of want to go all the way back and do a little rewind. Port Wynn is a million miles away, figuratively and literally, from Vegas. What was that like? I mean, in comparison to where you are now, where your life's taken you, playing in the Olympics, being in Vegas now, what is the place like? Because from what I saw, the population's something like 250 people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually under 200 now. But I'm just really grateful for where I came from. You know, it's beautiful there. It's up in northern Wisconsin, right next to Lake Superior. So it's a beautiful country, but yeah, there's no stoplights, even in the entire county. So it's a lot different from the bright lights of Las Vegas, but I really, have to credit my upbringing and my background. It really just brought that hard work out in me, and it really drove what makes my work ethic what it is today.
What was your upbringing like, though? Outside of South Shore High School,
yeah,
and getting into basketball and volleyball and track and field, everything else you did, which we'll come on to. What was the town like? What did you get up to? Because clearly there's not going to be much there for a kid to have fun, to do things. So is that where your creative side came out? Where your creativity and being creative and having fun and finding your own adventures?
Oh, absolutely. My sister and I, we'd be outside for 8-10 hours a day, just playing in the woods. We didn't have screens. I didn't have a cell phone until I was a senior in high school.
Get out.
We had like the flip track phones.
Those are special.
Yeah, those are really special. So, we kind of just grew up in nature and just being able to explore different parts of what we love to do. Just with sports, obviously, I grew that of playing basketball, playing volleyball and track. My love of that came from being in a small town. We had to fill those positions, When I was in 8th grade, we didn't have enough girls for an 8th grade team. So I joined the boys team. So I think a lot of the upbringing helped me to become the whole rounded person that I want to be. Coming from a small town,
right,
everyone knows everyone. And so to be able to play the game that you love with the people you love was really special to me. But yeah, I think the turning point was 8th grade when I had to play with the boys. I had to step up and show what I could do and what I was capable of. And there was one point where the opposing coach in a game during a timeout came up to my coach and said I was being too rough on the boys. So
Tony to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
See on them?
Yeah. So I think that moment I was like, I can really do something with the sport for sure. So that was definitely a cornerstone for me.
You've traveled a lot and you've lived in a lot of different places. I know you spent time in London, obviously playing in Paris during the Olympics. You've traveled over the world. Do you have a favorite place? Do you have a favorite city where you've lived? You don't have to say Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You can throw that in there if you want, if it's legit. But seriously, you're well traveled. I'm curious to know where you felt most at home outside of your upbringing.
Yeah, of course I love Vegas and I love the team here. But I would have to say London was really special for me in a lot of ways. That was my first time winning a European championship. We won the Euro Cup last spring, and that was incredible because it was the first time a British team in history had ever even gone and won a championship, let alone been in the finals or anything like that. And being in London was really special because Queen Elizabeth and the royal family, that's where I found my love of corgis.
Yeah, we have to talk about Penny. It's unavoidable. You're a dog mom. I'm a dog dad, and I love the fact that for many people out there love Pancake or Penny, as everyone else knows her. She has her own Instagram. You clearly have a love for corgis and a love for dogs. She's a special dog.
She is.
What is it about her personality? Because you two are so connected. There's so many photos of you together, team photos of you together.
Yeah.
What is it about dogs that you love, and what is that connection there?
Well, I just love dogs in general and how much love they show to their owners, and that's like their whole world. Is we have all these focuses on life, careers, relationships, but dogs really just focus on their owner and their parent.
Right.
And I think they just show that unconditional love. And so that's why I love dogs. But Corgis in particular, they're just kind of funny to look at. You know, they're kind of like a loaf of bread.
Penny, don't listen to this.
In a good way.
Yeah, right. The little dumpy legs, the little butt waddling.
And I love the contrast between myself being really tall and having a Corgi who's really short. I loved that duo and the thought of having a Corgi probably since high school. And so I kind of bided my time and obviously focused on basketball and everything. But when I got into the league and became a professional, I felt like there was something missing. So.
And that kind of leads me on nicely to another side of you, which is, again, I'm wondering if this is a way you switch off from basketball, try and focus on other things. You're creative. Your dad was creative too. He is creative. He's a novelist, which has kind of come onto you. And you're in the works of releasing a book soon, Penny included. Can you share with our viewers anything a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my dad is an author. He's published several books. You know, he's really been my inspiration from the very beginning. Me and my sister, we'd always look up to him. We'd always have these creative writing sessions growing up. We called it reading, writing, jammy time. And so we'd be in our pajamas writing and pitching ideas back and forth. And so I really loved that. I wanted to keep it going. And from very early on, I've always loved writing stories and drawing cartoons and all of that and coming up with different ideas. And I'm not going to say too much more about the specifics of the book, but I can say that Pancake will definitely be involved in the book. She is in there. You know, she's my source of joy. And I think what better way to share her joy than to be able to write a book about it.
Well, Megan, thank you for your time. We have to wrap things up now. I feel like we're taking too much of time, but also not just that, but because we want to get on the floor and play with Penny and say hi to Pancake and congratulate her on all her hard work and getting you here to Las Vegas. So we're excited for the season. We're excited to see where this takes you, and we're looking forward to seeing the book release. And we'd love to catch up more with you about that when it's happening.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Can we chat with an interview with Pancake now?